Hello world, I hope this video finds everybody doing good under the sound of my voice. I hope it finds you blessed and highly favored. And if you woke up to see today, I hope you thank God for today, and we gonna live it day by day. Hello world, today I want to touch on the importance of a father being present in a kid's life. And I chose this topic because I can see the impact that when father's not present, the difference it can make in raising a child. And first of all, me and one of my male friends was talking just yesterday, and we had a discussion about how important that father is. Now we know that the mother's gonna play a role because the mother don't had a bond with the child before us fathers can even see them, and their relationship is built before the child even made it to the earth. And we do know that mothers, they don't struggle with this like some of us men do. And I chose the topic because sometimes when you're involved in a marriage and you raising a kid and you have both parents, it's a beautiful thing because you can get both things. You have a daughter, you have a son, both parents gonna be there to pick up the slack and take the slack up for each other. But I do know that, like I said, it's a beautiful thing because you got both parents on site, and that can like make stem for like the child to have a better chance of being productive in life. And but I wanted to touch on like the single parents, the parents that probably separated and don't have both parents under the household. And whether it be male or female, whatever the God bless you to have for as our kids, when you separated from or that family is broken, this is what I really want to touch on because it's one thing to have both parents in the household. You have that way you have structure. So when you're trying to raise a child from two different households, that's when it really becomes complex. And I want to touch on this because I had first on hand experience because I was dealt this because that's how I was raised. I was raised in two different households. And the reason why I want to touch on this because the importance of having the father present in the child's life. And I chose the topic because even if you separated from that mother and your child, that's when we're supposed to put stuff in overdrive because it's going to be complicated for that child. And when that child is growing up, you got to really be there for them, because that's why I say we got to put it in overdrive as fathers, because even though we're not under that same roof with them, we got to apply a little more pressure in the area for it, just helping that mother raise this kid. And we can't miss too many things. We got to have more hands on. We got to, every opportunity we get, we got to let that kid lay eyes on us because we got to show up more than we probably would if we was under the same roof with the mother. And I stress this because sometimes when the separation comes along and you're not raising that kid from under the same roof, fathers can tend to I want to say slack because we're not there all the time. And I beg the difference because, that's when we're supposed to apply more pressure because of the simple fact that we're not there. And sometimes we can let a lot of time get away from us before we go see our kids. And I do know that plays plays real hard on the child because they love both parents. Whether it be a male or female, we got to be there. And we got to really go real hard when we separate. We got to call and check on them. And sometimes I hear some of the males saying the woman won't let me see my child. It's different measures we can take when it comes to certain things like that because the judicial system we may have to get involved in it because it's rights that we have too. And us men, we got to step up if we got to even get, the law involved because, they're not supposed to keep us from our kids. But I do know that sometimes us male, we make excuses when a woman do that because we don't really want to be there like we should anyway. But I be like, when a woman even do you certain things like this, is the law's not just set up for them because they want both parents to be in that kid's life. So you even have to go the extra mile and do that, whatever it takes to make sure that you in that kid's life. So we're not going to make excuses when it comes to stuff like this, because it's laws that we could take and it's measures that we could take in order to get that resolved. But I want to touch on the fact that about the separation. And I stress the separation because when that kid's not seeing that father on a regular, they can tend to play on them kids don't really express themselves. They keep it within. So I'm just encouraging the male that if you find yourself slacking and you're not checking on your son, daughter, or whomever it might be, I want to just encourage you just to do more of that, because you don't want that kid growing up to feeling broken inside, because that's what happens. And I talk to a lot of adults that that was raised by a single mother. They've been witnessing this, like, for as holding this within themselves even when they become adults. So I'm just encouraging some males, some piece of, if you not spending that proper time with your kid, you don't want him growing up that have that's those feelings. So I'm encouraging you just to show up for your son, daughter, and you want to be there as much as possible, because it's important for us father's presence to be in our kids' lives. That's why I chose this topic. Saying the importance of father's presence in a kid's life. It's a it's very, very important, because we're supposed to be there no matter what, under the same roof or not. Or but I do know it's kind of complicated raising a child from under two roofs. But we got to do what's necessary to make sure we come through for these kids, because they need us. And I want to stress this. I do know that mother, she has a gift with showing that young lady how to become a lady. And that's why I want to stress to, like, the fathers that got the sons. The woman can't really show them how to be a man. And if you got a son, you're supposed to put it in overdrive, because you want to make sure you be there if you raise them under one roof or different rules. You know what I'm saying? So, so it's like, you want to be there so you can make sure that son be productive in his life and show him how males supposed to handle themselves. And, this food for a thought, and I thought I'd drop this on somebody, because, if you're raising that single male, it's really important, because, like I said, us fathers got to be there. And we got to put it in overdrive, because, we got to be the ones to show that boy how to become a young man. And it's important that we do so. And we're not going to make no excuses or do anything of that nature, because we're going to do our parts. And into the male that's slacking, you haven't heard from your child in a while. I just want to encourage you, man, to never let that happen, because every day you got to call him or her and check on them, just to let them hear your voice. And every opportunity that you get, you got to make yourself available for them. And they got to be the first things in your life under God. And I think, like, if we practice doing this on a daily basis, just call and just let them know you love them, and just encourage them, and just let them hear your voice on a daily basis. It can serve as an impact to your kid's life. And I just want to just drop this on somebody, because the importance of a father being present in a kid's life is a real vital thing, because us male, we got to show us young males how to become young men. And I do know that's why I stress the fact that women, the mother, they know how to show that female how to become a lady. And they gonna make sure they structured, and they make sure they do their role when it comes to that. But that's why I stress us male, we have to show that little boy how to become a young man. And that's how I do this, because we're gonna be held accountable for it if we don't. And I just want to just stress it to some people, and I can't stress it enough. If you slacking with the fact that you haven't heard from your kids, and then I just want to encourage you just to call and check on them, and let them know that you love them. And we're going to practice doing this on a daily basis. And once you start doing this on a daily basis, it's going to come and it's going to serve as a natural. Just food for a thought. And I just thought I'd drop this on somebody. I just want to just encourage somebody, man, to do something different than what you did yesterday. Call and check on somebody you hadn't checked on in a while. They might have to hear your voice. And I always say that the world is not centered just around you. You have to deny yourself for someone else. That's the only way this thing gonna work. I just want to encourage everybody Everywhere you go, I want you to take God along with you. And everywhere you go, everybody to see God in you. I just want to encourage everybody just to be blessed. To the next time.